planned long-term sustainability?
Yes, my understanding is that already many lawyers, judges, and law firms have already contributed to the endowment fund. So as a senior lawyer myself, I have also to make a donation. And I'm doing so, a personal donation of 100,000 cedis. Unfortunately, I was derelict. I didn't consult the Minister of Finance before coming here to see the pledge the government will also make. So I don't want to preempt that consultation. I will consult him, and in due course, the Vice Chancellor and the Dean of the faculty will know about the pledge the government is also going to make directly through the GET fund. So with that, I encourage everybody to try and contribute to this very worthwhile cause. And hopefully, very soon, we will have a legal education system that we can all live with comfortably. God bless the process. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Parliament and Member of Parliament for Bekwai, the Justice of the Supreme Court representing the Chief Justice, Attorney General, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources and Member of Parliament for Damangu, the Chairperson of Parliament's Committee on Subsidiary Legislation and Member of Parliament for Bolga East, Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana, Dean of the University of Ghana School of Law, eminent academics from home and abroad. I'm particularly happy to see my senior and old friend, Akila Kwasoya, here. The Omahine of Asokore Traditional Area, and the German Ambassador to Ghana, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen. I say a big thank you to the organizers of this conference for their invitation to me to be part of this gathering that has set itself the task of finding an answer to one of the vexed questions of our time, the future of legal education in Ghana. I know that we've congregated in this room a lot of legal brains drawn from in and outside Ghana. There are practitioners, there are jurists, and there are law lecturers. A warm welcome, Akwaba, to our guests from law faculties around Africa and the world. The legal profession has always attracted a lot of jokes, some of which cut very close to the bone. Here's one of such jokes that I believe best illustrates the point that I wish to make here. It says that most people ask questions because they want to find an answer. But barristers never ask a question unless they already know the answer. My dear friends, on the matter that has brought us together here today, may I plead that we disappoint the lawyer critics. Let us show that we do not already have the answer to the question we have come to ask about the future of legal education. Let us show that we have come with open minds, ready to listen and find an answer to the problem we face. We have a legal education system here in Ghana that has served us well. Lawyers have played significant and critical roles in our society. They were in the forefront of the fight for our nation's freedom from colonial rule, and have since then been also in the forefront of the struggle to establish our governance system on democratic values and respect for human rights and the rule of law. The early lawyers were trained abroad, and it is not surprising, therefore, that they were few. Since the opening of the law faculty at the University of Ghana, and the subsequent setting up of the Ghana Law School at Mokola, we've by and large trained our lawyers here at home. The structure that served our needs when the population of our country was just 6 million at independence can obviously not serve our needs today when our population is 31 million. This is not a problem faced by legal education alone. It is a problem faced by every sector of our economy and our lives. I suspect that there is not a more popular video that regularly makes the rounds than the ones of children attending school under trees or inappropriate surroundings. The problem we face in legal education is not only the lack of physical structures. The law that regulates the legal profession, the Legal Profession Act, for example, was passed in 1960, at the time when my father was at the height of his practice at the bar. He was indeed part of the group that authored the act. More than 60 years later, it is obvious that it cannot be fit for purpose in 21st century Ghana. Some of the current arguments that have ensued about legal education have tended to be simply about numbers. There are those who say that nothing should stand in the way of anyone who wants to become a lawyer, certainly not the unavailability of space in the Ghana Law School. This argument leads seamlessly to accusations of elitism and the legal profession being reserved for mostly men of a certain privileged position in our society. I would like to think, and I would say, we have surely moved on from such fears, and we're securely in a position where every Ghanaian child can aspire to and achieve his dreams. I must add quickly, I do believe passionately that in opening up the opportunities, there should be no compromise on quality. A badly trained lawyer is a danger to society. A badly trained lawyer can cause untold damage to life and property. And a badly trained lawyer will bring the legal profession into dispute much faster than any revolution. I do not reserve my passion for people being well trained in their profession for only lawyers. I doubt that anyone will argue over an assertion that a badly trained plumber is a veritable danger to society. We need a lot of plumbers, but I'm sure nobody will suggest that we should cut corners in the training of lawyers. We need a lot of doctors, but I'm certain no one will tolerate the concept of a badly trained doctor or a badly trained engineer or teacher. I suggest we do not try to find a solution to the problem we face by compromising on the quality of training. Apart from the extra buildings that are obviously needed to accommodate the extra numbers, we must ensure that there are enough accomplished leaders to teach the courses. I do not break any secret code, I'm sure, if I say here that some of the new faculties are struggling because they do not have enough qualified law teachers. No matter how good the lecturers in Legon are, and they are good, a lecturer of the law faculty here cannot possibly teach adequately all the classes in all the universities for which he has lent his name for accreditation. In our current legal system, there's a mandatory requirement to have a law degree and a professional qualifying certificate to enable one to practice law. This is the profession that calls itself the learned profession. I do not intend to rehash old arguments, but it is a fact that throughout the history of the legal profession, some of the brightest and eventually famous legal practitioners and judges did not do law as first degrees. I can think of two immediately. My own father got his first degree, part 1 in mathematics, and part 2 in philosophy, politics, and economics. And the celebrated English judge, Lord Denning, got his degree in chemistry. No one can question their grasp of the law. I make the point only that whatever system we set up, we must train educated lawyers. That is what this gathering must concern itself with, how to ensure that the lawyers we train here know the law. We must be sure that before anyone is licensed to hang up his shingle and is released onto an unsuspecting public, that that person has a firm grip on the law. We must be sure that such a person is trained to have the discipline and integrity that go with being a lawyer. Such a person must be confident and able to challenge colleagues anywhere in the world. Every time we deal with the international community, be it in business transactions or diplomatic exchanges, there are legal considerations. History is full of instances where African countries have signed away their rights and or riches because we did not have matching legal representation. Many of the current governance problems we have stem from the non-availability of lawyers along the bureaucratic chain. And anybody who has been in national administration would readily agree that we need more and more lawyers, not fewer. I'm told that there was a dramatic surge in interest in the legal profession and the study of the law in the aftermath of Ghana's first ever full-blown presidential election petition in 2013, which was fully televised and which I was privileged to initiate. If the search for justice in the courts of law can motivate people to aspire to be lawyers, we should be able to maintain the momentum of these eager minds and not frustrate them. I believe that even if the new Legal Profession Act, which is under consideration, provides for a multiplicity of law schools to regulate the teaching of the professional examinations and break the monopoly of the General Legal Counsel in that regard, there can be no substitute for the General Legal Counsel being responsible for the maintenance of standards in the new system. A reform of the system under which legal education currently operates is necessary to accommodate our current realities. The system we come up with will have to be guided by a strong element of sustainability. Sustainable legal education will have as its base the establishment of a regime that will consider the pressing needs of the growing law student population and the expected demands of the generation unborn that will study law. It will be qualitative in its operation, but with a fair and balanced quantitative selection system. I've already asked the Attorney General to fast-track the process of consultations on the new legal professional bill and lay it before Cabinet and ultimately Parliament as soon as possible. This bill aims to address comprehensively the issues of legal education in Ghana today. It must dispel the notion that the legal profession is a guild, a small club of mostly men, which is difficult to penetrate. It must also streamline the regulatory dualism between the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission and the General Legal Counsel when it comes to legal education. I have to restate my conviction that the General Legal Counsel must have the final say. Yes, we will still be faced with resource problems which have always been a distraction to Africa's development drive. However, we may tap into various resources, including the endowment fund I'll launch today, to finance the implementation of solutions for the future of legal education in Ghana.